Hello, thank you for your company and a warm welcome to CruiseAway, your first port of call for fabulous cruise holiday deals that you can book today. Get this, for a low deposit from just $400 per person.
Wow.
I'm Derek Marks, this is Joe Grimwood.
Hello.
And in this show, get ready for some epic adventures as we tell the tale of two continents, taking you right around the globe on exciting holiday getaways from the comfort of your very own home.
Now, over the next hour, we've got 6 cruise and stay packages that see you start in one corner of the world and finish somewhere completely different. Now, it's a real unique way of holidaying, and you have the peace of mind that comes from our 2.5-decade experience of putting these types of trips together.
So awesome, isn't it? So get ready for quite some journey. It might well be worth having pen and paper at the ready for all the details. And whilst we fire up the deals for you, let's tell you who we are at CruiseAway and why you can trust us for your next fabulous holiday.
Here at CruiseAway, we've been sending Australian travellers on amazing cruise holidays for over 25 years. Our award-winning team specialise in bringing you the best deals from all major cruise lines, sailing right across the globe. Whether you're looking to cruise locally or afar, with thousands of unmissable deals available right now, you can be sure we'll find you your perfect cruise holiday. So, if you're ready, let's go cruising.
Yeah, let's go cruising, because it's what we do, and it's wonderful at any time of the day to just sit, relax. We'll do all the hard work for you. We'll show you all the ships. We'll show you all the fabulous destinations. And it looks like, well, there's a bear there. There's some ice I saw. I wonder if that's a clue as to where we're going. Maybe.
Well, it might be. You know what? Because we are heading off on the Royal Caribbean, and this one for you is quite the voyage. We are passaging from surf and sun to breathtaking glaciers. Yes,
wow.
That's the glaciers, but that's the
Nice.
bear, the glaciers, they're all connected, right?
Lovely.
It's a 34-night package, and what you've actually got here is 3 cruises in one.
What? 3?
We've never done this before.
No, I don't think we have.
We haven't.
Actually, sounds exciting.
It all starts on the 12th of April next year when you're aboard Brilliance of the Seas in Sydney Harbour, and this will be your home for an entire month.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You'll love Brilliance as well. She is a fabulous, fabulous ship. I've been on board and filmed on Brilliance, and she is lovely, actually. I think it was one of my first Royal Caribbean cruises, actually, on Brilliance. And it just gives you a real flavour of size, breadth, facilities, just how much on offer there is for everyone. It's amazing how they configure the spaces as well, actually, because everywhere
really is.
feels different as well, doesn't it?
It does, and that's the thing. Royal Caribbean are great at identifying kind of different neighbourhoods or nooks on board the ship to have their own identity. You've got a 7-story atrium. It's packed with bars, restaurants, shopping, and a casino as well. So there's entertainment all around the ship from all lounges. You've got a rock climbing wall, which is the signature of Royal Caribbean. You also have a basketball court, lots of activities going around there as well. You've got fitness classes and yoga available at the gym, and of course you have an extensive spa menu. Royal Caribbean are known for their indulgent spa experiences. Maybe you're going to want to book a fire. They've got something called a fire and ice treatment, which is like a pedicure and a hot stone massage together.
Ooh.
So I know that sounds fun, doesn't
Lovely.
it? Fire and ice, because we are going to be traversing fire and ice on this itinerary, maybe. Then you have so much more to explore, and also wonderful pop-up events in the atrium, cruising out of Sydney to the Bay of Islands, New Zealand, as our first port for Waitangi Treaty Grounds, which is an amazing Maori village, Hururu Falls as well. Then we're on to Tauranga, and this is going to be where you can visit the active volcano at White Island, which is a great helicopter tour. Then we have some time at sea where we're crossing the international date line. You're going to be losing 24 hours at this point before we head on to Raiatea in beautiful French Polynesia. This is actually known as the Cradle of the Gods, and you've got some incredible history right there, including the Morea, Tapia, and also the Faro River. Then we're on to Tahiti, which is going to be a lovely relaxing day for you. Maybe you want to head to that paradisical beach or One Tree Hill, perhaps over to Point Venus for some great pics as well, before we head on to your beautiful Morea for the Tiki Village. Maybe you're going to go and feed the stingrays. They're very friendly. They're like little kitty cat stingrays. Honolulu Oahu is our next port of call. Pearl Harbor, you can go to a Hawaiian luau or maybe up to Diamond Head. Now, this is where the second cruise starts, and you'll be heading to Lahaina, Maui as your first port in the second cruise, which is a richly volcanic island, and there's so much to see and do on beautiful Maui. Before we go to Big Island, which is Kona, where you can do a volcano tour. One of the things I did, which was so much fun, was a bike tour up to the volcano. Onto Vancouver, Van City, the jewel of the Pacific Northwest, where you will actually depart for your third cruise. And this one will be taking you up to Alaska. You'll head to Juneau, the capital of Alaska. First of all, go down to Franklin Street and enjoy the shopping, or over to Mendenhall Glacier, which is amazing. Then we're on to Skagway, with a population of just 1,000 people. Dewey Lake is a beautiful hike, or you can head on the White Pass and Yukon Railroad to see those gold rush era buildings as well. Then we're into Vancouver, where you'll disembark and you'll spend a night in Vancouver before flying home to Australia. So you get an extra night here to enjoy the city. I know you'll be kind of dipping your toe in when you take the second cruise, but not fully immersing. So this will give you that time to go back and see anything you missed. There's Stanley Park for great cycling adventures. Maybe you want to head up to Grouse Mountain and see the Bear Sanctuary, or walk. It feels like you're walking above the treetops up there. They have a great cable car ride as well, and that's Granville Island. They have some wonderful dining options on board Granville. So, I mean, I don't even know. My jaw is literally on the floor at this point, Derek. I don't even know what to say. You have got 3 incredible cruises. Starting off, leaving Sydney, heading over to New Zealand. Then you're cruising all the way over to French Polynesia before ending up in Oahu. Heading on then through beautiful Hawaii to Vancouver, Canada, and all the way up to Alaska. And then, of course, we'll fly you home to Sydney, but the first part takes us from Sydney by sea all the way over to Alaska. How exciting is that?
I know, it's amazing. And just to be very clear, by the way, your 3 cruises are what we call back-to-back. So you stay on the same ship and you do all 3 cruises. And they're all very, very different as well, aren't they? What a contrast. And let me tell you, because our parent company here at CruiseAway, which is called Dreamlines, is represented around the world, we have operations and businesses in various parts of the world, and I have to tell you, worldwide, these itineraries that take in Hawaii and Alaska are some of our most popular offers across the globe. So they're very, very popular. I can understand why as well, because you've got that very different contrast between the Hawaiian Islands, the tropical, the wonderful beaches and everything else, and then of course the glorious scenic cruising in Alaska as well, which is, it's on a lot of people's bucket lists. It's the only way to see Alaska really and truly, is to be there at the heart of the action. It is incredible. Now, this is for April of next year, but again, what we're doing here is keeping you the right side of price rises that are coming in the travel industry. That's inevitable. There's nothing any of us can stop that from happening. But what we can do, and what we can offer you right now, is locking in the deal at a very low deposit. So $600 each today will get the amazing deal that we've got for you locked in and secured for a holiday that doesn't happen until April of next year. And let's see your total price for this package as well, because it is the most incredible opportunity. All of the ticks on your bucket list, all in one incredible holiday at just under $6,000 per person, which I think is absolutely epic and awesome given the breadth of the travel. I mean, 3 cruises on the same ship going back to back, and so very, very different journeys and experiences along the way. Let's take a look at the details as well. So if you want to upgrade on the cruise up to an ocean view or up to a balcony on this one, you can do. I always say, when you look at your upgrade prices, divide that number by the number of nights that you're on board the cruise, which on this one is a 30-night cruise. So if you think about it, it makes amazing value for money, even to go up to that balcony as well. You've got to treat yourself to a balcony, haven't you? Especially if you're cruising up to Alaska and French Polynesia and all of those wonderful scenic ports that you're going to as well. Remember, you can book this with a low deposit now, just $600 per person. And if you've got any questions whatsoever, just just call us toll free 1300 306 134. And again, if you need flights from other cities other than Sydney, that's based on a Sydney flight, then again, speak to the team toll free. You can check out all of our offers as well on our website. The details are there, cruiseaway.com.au, and you'll find all the details and many other tempting deals there as well. But don't go anywhere just yet, because we've got many more offers to tempt you with before then. We've got, remember, the best part of just over 3/4 of an hour left to show you many more offers. And the next one is going to take us to, well, European fashion capital.
Ooh.
We're going to one of the most glorious paradises on earth, and we're going on safari all in one adventure.
I mean, I can't believe these deals today, can you?
I know, ridiculous.
I mean, starting off the show with that one, I mean, that's exciting, but this, I tell you what, this is bucket list supreme. It really is.
Yeah.
Kruger Safari, Mauritius and Milan.
And although this starts on the 1st of April next year, it is no April Fool, let me tell you.
It's my birthday. I've got to
it?
do it. I've got to do it. 33
Wow.
nights, guys. No, I'm not even joking. That is my actual birthday. I know. Ridiculous, right? Right. We'll fly from Sydney to Johannesburg in South Africa, where you'll be met at the airport and be transferred to your hotel for the night. The next morning is where the real adventure begins as you depart from Kruger National Park. Look at that. My goodness, your chance to see, of course, the African Big Five, which is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It really, really is. And, I mean, actually seeing these incredible animals in their natural habitat, I can't imagine. I mean, it's going to be one for the ages, this trip. You've got zebras, elephants, giraffes, of course, your chance of seeing lions in their natural habitat. And look at the beautiful elephants right there. Now, this is all part of your 3-night guided tour. So you will have expert guides, people that work day in and day out in this field, helping you to get the best picture opportunities, guiding you to the best places. And of course, your accommodations included here as well. You know, everything's taken care of. It really will be a trip of a lifetime. And 3 days on safari is a brilliant amount of time to do it. And the Kruger National Park, I mean, this is an iconic place that so many people travel the world to visit. You're then going to have a night in Durban, which is in South Africa, which is a vibrant, enigmatic and exciting city. So I'm sure after all of that sightseeing on safari, you'll just want to chill and relax and get some great food. Well, luckily for you, South Africa is known for their phenomenal cuisine.
Oh my word. I mean, what an adventure already. All of that time on safari and then flying over to Durban and enjoying a night in a hotel there. And then it's cruise time. And you're with MSC, the spectacular Italian design of MSC cruise ships, which are amazing. And you're on board the Splendida, which of course means splendid in Italian. And
Yes.
splendid indeed she is.
She's gorgeous, and what you're seeing right here is the Swarovski staircase, which is a real signature of MSC, and it comes out beautifully in Instagram pictures, I'm just saying, as do many of their lounges. In fact, they're all tailored to be the most exciting backdrops for your photos, and that's of course going to give you ultimate bragging rights to anyone who's back home, isn't it? Look what I'm doing right now. Then, my friends, there is the food, and the Italians, of course, they do it in style, but it's not just your favorite Italian fare you'll find on board, and some of the best pizza, pasta, and Italian dishes at sea, and gelato, of course, let's not forget. They have a master chocolate maker on board. Then they also have fusion restaurants, which will give you a taste of Pan-Asian, or perhaps you're going to head up and enjoy some Mexican or French, whatever your heart desires, on board this beautiful Fantasia class ship. You'll be sure to have the most the most variety in your experience. And there's great shopping on board MSC as well. They have all the international brands that you might be familiar with, and of course tax and duty-free pricing, which is great. So we are cruising out of Durban, South Africa, and your first port of call that you're going to be visiting on this fantastic itinerary is going to be La Possession Reunion, known for its volcanic rainforest interior. I mean, this is truly the definition of tropical paradise, this island. On to Port Louis, Mauritius for an overnight. Now, this is a French subtropical island in the Indian Ocean, and it has a real melting pot of different cultures. You can head to the Cordon waterfront for a lovely blend of colour, energy, art, shopping, food and more, because you have an overnight there too. So that would be a great thing to do on your overnight. Then we're heading at sea for a little while before we head into Safaja, Egypt, which allows you to visit with easy reach the Valley of the Kings. Now speak to your shore excursions team on board to get these trips lined up. Aqaba for Petra, it's a must. You got to do this. I think it's the top highlight of the itinerary. Then we're going to be transiting the Suez Canal, where red meets med, before we head into Naples, and this is going to show you so much amazing ancient history. You've got Pompeii, Vesuvius right there, and Capri, which is the island of the rich and famous. On to the port for Rome, Civitavecchia, to see all the hot spots in the Eternal City: Colosseum, Trevi Fountain, Pantheon, and so much more. Then we're going to be disembarking in Genoa in northern Italy for a one-night hotel stay. So you can enjoy this sleepy portside city. I love the pace in Genoa. It's not too crazy. And you think about Milan as well, which you're going to be going to next. This is completely different pace. So enjoy Genoa, because then, guess what? You're going to be heading on board a train and visiting the fashion capital of Italy, Milan. And Milan's a completely different place, like I was mentioning. You've got 2 nights in a hotel here. It's really a metropolis in northern Italy's Lombardy region, and it is the home of global fashion and design and stock exchange and financial hub, etc. So it's known for incredible restaurants and shops, and you've got these lovely grand plazas and the cathedrals, of course. I mean, where do we even start with some of these incredible Italian buildings? They're amazing, aren't they?
They are stunning. When you look at the architecture and the sculptures, of course, everywhere as well, which are just spectacular. It really is a shopping mecca as well. I mean, you just have to look at the way the Italians dress and look. They all look perfect and amazing. So look at this massive adventure. I mean, how have we squeezed all of that onto the screen? I will never know. From your safari experience over 3 nights escorted in the Kruger National Park. And there's so many safaris, early morning game drives, all sorts going on that with your accommodation, and lots of very local experiences as well. And then you've got this massive cruise, which is fantastic. You fly to Durban, of course, for a night there, and you've got 24 nights of cruising, which is taking you here, there and everywhere. Reunion, Mauritius, over to Egypt, Jordan, through the Suez Canal, through to Italy. You've got your night in Genoa, and then the train across to Milan for 2 nights there as well, before the flight back to Sydney. I know, it's brilliant. Do you know what? You can have a look at the full list of everywhere you're going, so you can kind of track it on a map as well, because you're well travelled on this holiday. Just go to our website, cruiseaway.com.au, pop in this reference here, the cruise ID, and all the details will pop up there in front of you. Now, again, this is another one of those savers, because by putting a low deposit down on this right now, we're locking in the most incredible price tag. Deposit of just $800 each today secures this deal, and I've had to make sure that our producers have double checked this price to make sure it's absolutely right, and it is. We are looking at just under $7,000 per person. I've had this checked and double checked, and you can lock in this deal today with just an $800 deposit per person. It is out of this world, let me tell you, and it's so much more than just a cruise as well, because you come back from that amazing safari experience, that time in Italy. It's kind of like bookended between that. You've got this amazing cruise, which is literally taking you here, there and everywhere. Let's go and have a look at the details as well if you want to upgrade on the cruise. Remember, it's a good cruise, this one, actually, 24 nights. And listen, we were running through the itinerary quite quickly there. There are days at sea for you to relax, not miss out on a port, just have those spa treatments, have those relaxing days, have that time to get to know the ship as well. And the ship is amazing, let me tell you. You're going to absolutely love it. So by the time you come back from this holiday, oh my word, you'll have some stories to tell, won't you? I think it's just brilliant. Now remember, this is based on Sydney flights. If you do want to fly from other cities, again, talk to the team and we can make that happen for you. 1300 306 134 is our toll-free telephone number to call right now. That's the same if you've got any questions, by the way. Anything that we pop up during the show that you don't understand or you need the answer to, again, that's what that telephone number is all about as well. We deal with all of the major cruise lines as well. So if you go to our website, for instance, you've got a huge range of all the biggest cruise lines in the world, because we've been in business for over 2.5 decades. So Let's just open your eyes for a second, because maybe you've never taken a cruise holiday, but you're liking the look of all of this travel that you can take. Well, take a look at this.
When you choose to cruise, you'll experience one of the best value holidays with so much included as standard. Your floating resort will take you to multiple destinations in one trip, where you'll wake up to a new view every day and only have to unpack once. Your ensuite accommodation will have everything you need to feel right at home, with a daily service provided by your personal cabin steward. Around the ship, you'll have the opportunity to take part in various activities, which can include quizzes, dance classes, game shows, movie screenings, lectures, and much more. If that sounds too much, then feel free to relax, unwind, and watch the world go by in a solarium or around one of the pools, or even in a hot tub. If you're cruising with a family, then the little ones will be well taken care of, with a range of kids clubs available for all ages from morning till late. Plus, no matter the age, everyone can have a thrilling time with rock climbing walls, zip lines, water parks, skating, simulators, and even bumper cars. When it comes to food, you'll never go hungry on a cruise, with options available right around the clock. Enjoy fine dining with waiter service in one of the main restaurants, or opt for something more casual in the self-service buffet. There's also snacks and room service available too. And as the sun goes down, that's when the ship really comes to life. Every evening, you'll be spoilt for choice when it comes to entertainment, from Broadway-style shows in the lavish theatre to live music, comedy, karaoke, silent discos, as well as onboard nightclubs, allowing you to dance the night away. So, if you want more holiday for less dollar, make sure you choose to cruise.
Exciting times.
Yeah, do you know what? That's just brought back a memory. Just watching that actually brought back a recent memory of actually being on board one of the cruise ships and watching a silent disco. And I wasn't part of it, but I could see all the way through the atrium. I forget which ship it was actually, but all the way through the atrium, people had these headsets on and they were dancing away, and you couldn't hear the music they were dancing to. It was the funniest thing, honestly. And that's the kind of memory that you bring back from one of these amazing cruise holidays. And that's the thing. A cruise holiday, the legacy of it is far beyond the actual holiday as well, because you think about it, a lot of people go on the same holiday year after year after year. They go to the same beach, they stay in the same hotel, and they come back from that holiday and you say, how was your holiday? What did you do? Yeah, it was great. And? No, it was great. We had a lovely time. Okay. But when you come back from a cruise holiday, like, we went here, we went there, we went there, we've seen this, we've seen that, look at these pictures. Amazing, incredible.
It allows you to do it all, doesn't it?
Yes.
You know, sit back, relax, think of nothing, but at the same time, go and sightsee, well, you know, on a different day. So you can really make it a lovely varied holiday like no other holiday you've been on, and that's the magic of cruising, isn't it?
Definitely. Right, let's head now to the home of some of the finest and most expensive pearls in the world. Does that give you a clue? Maybe, maybe not. We're off to Tahiti and much more as well. We're doing it with Celebrity Cruises as well, and you can see a flavour of celebrity behind us as well. It is new luxury and fantastic cruising. So, 20-night package, this one. 29th of September it all begins, and we'll start by flying you off from Sydney to Honolulu, and we're going to start with 2 nights in a hotel in Honolulu. You lucky people.
And this is the Hawaiian capital on the island of Oahu, of course. And the lovely thing about Honolulu, it feels like a home away from home. Like, you know, you're somewhere tropical, somewhere incredibly unique, but at the same time, there's a real familiarity. With it being part of the US, you've got great shopping. I mean, brilliant outlets there as well. Fabulous malls, but then you have Pearl Harbor, which is iconic. Of course, you've got to visit Pearl Harbor. You can head up to Hanauma Bay, which has got some of the best marine life on Earth. I mean, literally, you walk in and you've got incredible tropical fish around your ankles. It's magical. But then there's Waikiki Beach, known for its surf, world famous. You can take a lovely sunset sail in Waikiki and just kick back and relax and think, you know what, I'm in Hawaii. I'm actually in paradise. Talking of paradise though, you haven't even seen the cruise ship yet. Yes, Celebrity Solstice 18 nights on board this gorgeous Solstice class vessel. That right there, the Lawn Club, which is a signature of Solstice class. You've got the croquet up there on decks, real lawn, and they do loads of other fun things too. They do glass blowing demonstrations on Celebrity too. You can see right here they have a master glass blower. It's a really intriguing thing to have on board a ship that you'd never think about, but you can learn how to do it, which is so cool. Really well stocked library. You know, Celebrity is all about enrichment. Look at the design of the spaces though, Derek. I always just think this with Celebrity. The spaces are so finely tuned, and it's almost like they always know what you're looking for depending on the mood. So you head into the library, it's more low key. If you want something with a little bit more atmosphere, you can go to one of the lounges and listen to some live music, or chill back and relax in the solarium and watch the world float by.
Yeah, and it's a completely different vibe in there as well. So relaxed. And listen, you will work out your price night for night on one of these cruises, and you will think, how on earth do they put on so much for the price I paid? And this is, remember, this is a 5-star standard. So we're talking about your boutique hotels, but a brand new boutique hotel, not one that was 20 years ago. You're talking about new boutique. You're talking about some of the finest and deepest wine cellars at sea with Celebrity as well. Their wine selection is incredible. And I'm very fussy about wines, actually. But let me tell you, Celebrity have it left, right and centre.
And they have wine tastings too. So you can do a wine tasting, you can book a cocktail mixing session, and they're all about mixology on Celebrity. They do flair bartending shows. They have really intriguing cocktails that you can try.
It's great to watch that as well, isn't it?
It's great to watch the flair. Yes, it is. And this is the thing, you know, the cruise might invite you to try something new, something different, something you've never tried before, whether that be dining or the La Petite Chef, which is a theatrical dining experience.
So clever.
So clever. You've never seen anything like this before. So much fun. I'm book early for that one. Yeah. But look at the martini bar.
I know, it's ice-topped as well, which is really nice. So
wow.
Keeping your cocktail nice and cool.
Ice-topped, yes. Keeping it cool in hot Tahiti. And the theatre, brilliant shows, and they have different acts every single night. You might see the featured cast, or you might see a magician, a juggler, an adagio couple. We're cruising out of Honolulu and enjoying some time at sea before we head to Moorea in beautiful French Polynesia, where you can see a traditional tiki village. Speak to your shore excursions team about booking a tour to visit the cultural hubs of these ports of call. Then we're on to Tahiti, where you can visit the Point Venus or Museum of Tahiti, you know, take an aqua safari or an aqua bike. Then we're on to Raiatea. Now, Raiatea is known as the cradle of civilization, basically, with thousands of years of history. And this is the island where the kings departed on their double-hulled canoes. We're crossing the international date line before heading into Auckland, New Zealand. The darling of New Zealand, a beautiful, vibrant, exciting city with lots to see and do, from the Harbour Bridge through to the Auckland Domain. Then onto the Bay of Islands for the Haruru Falls, which is a very imposing, dramatic waterfall, or perhaps you'll head to Reyes Village to see traditional Maori dances and, you know, welcoming ceremonies. So this is a great itinerary, not too far from home, but yet far enough from home to know you are somewhere exotic, somewhere different, and somewhere really, really inviting.
Yeah, it's good, this one, isn't it? And we're just sailing back into Sydney at the end of this. Just bear in mind as well, by the way, there are only 2 opportunities to take this itinerary in a year with Celebrity, which is really, really exclusive. And that means when there are only 2 opportunities, there's a lot more people who are heading towards that right now. So it does sell out very, very quickly. And remember, once the cabins are full, that's it. We can't do any more. That's it. We have to stop at that point. So I would say book this sooner rather than later. It comes up in September. And I'm going to show you the price tag of this straight away, because I think actually for nigh on a 3-week holiday, which is so varied as well, that's an amazing price, isn't it? Just under $5,000 per person there, which is a very, very special experience as well. It's a lovely itinerary. Again, nice and varied. We were talking about the stories that you bring back from a holiday as well. Think of the stories and the adventures that you will have had here in the most beautiful surroundings on Celebrity Solstice as well. You are going to love it. Now, let's look at your upgrades as well, because this is really, really, truly where Celebrity come into their own. when you look at an ocean view, when you look at a balcony, their balconies are spectacular on these ships. They really are. And remember, you're going to very, very scenic places here as well. And don't forget, along that itinerary, by the way, there are days at sea, there are days and opportunities where you can relax, you can enjoy the spa, the solarium, you can just, I mean, you can be on the go all day long. There are lots of activities as well, but you can be truly indulgent. This is a luxury cruise line, so enjoy it at its absolute finest. Now, there are flights available, of course, from other cities as well, because of course we start this with a flight from Sydney out to Honolulu and end the cruise in Sydney. So if you need travel from other cities to and from Sydney, then just let us know. 1300 306 134 is our telephone number, and remember that's toll free as well. It's not going to cost you a red cent. Are they red? I can't remember. They are. But anyway, whichever colour they are, you won't need any of them to be involved with us, which is superb. Right, we are switching up cruise lines again now, and we are going to the cruise line which I always describe as the pinnacle of your cruising career, because if you've been taking cruises for a long, long time, and listen, if you're just joining the party right now and taking your first cruise, Cunard could not be your better first cruise. But if you've been cruising for many years, you've probably been reaching the pinnacle of the point where you take a Cunard line cruise. And the package that we've got for you right now is just... oh, it's the cherry on top, isn't it, really?
Well, and it's also on the original ocean liner, the Queen Mary.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the Mary is iconic because she does the transatlantic crossings, which of course is what you're going to be doing on this adventure.
Yeah.
So we're going London, New England and the Big Apple. This is 21 nights, leaving on the 19th of June next year. We're going to fly you from Sydney to England. And of course, you're escaping the winter, which is lovely, straight into European summertime. And you'll spend 3 nights in a really great central hotel in London, in the hub of summer. I mean, there's nothing quite like seeing London in spring and summertime. It really comes to life. It's lovely because you can enjoy the outdoor activities on offer, whether that's heading to Hyde Park or St James's Park and just strolling around and getting this amazing view of Buckingham Palace from St James's. There's many palaces to visit, in fact, in London and the surrounding area. They are dotted along in 21 to 25 mile increments along the Thames, including Windsor Castle, not too far away, but Buckingham is right there. You've got great shopping too in Covent Garden and Oxford Street, so you might want to shop till you drop with something a little bit different that you can pick up from back home.
And you also remember, because you are there for a few nights, you've got places which are literally a couple of hours train away, other amazing cities that you could go.
Brighton, Bath.
2 hours out of London and you're in Manchester or you're in Birmingham or you're in York. So there are lots of other places around the UK you can visit. And then it is cruise time.
There
and of course, she cruises from Southampton down in the south of England. It is the majestic Queen Mary II. Famed, of course, for her transatlantic crossings.
Absolutely famed. And the itinerary you're going to be doing is very rare, because normally the Mary just does back and forth transatlantic. Once or twice a year, though, she goes to New England and might go further afield. So you're going to be on a very unique itinerary that everybody wants. Just a hint there, you might want to book early on this. Now, the Mary is famed for so many reasons. She is really an ocean liner. You've got a miniature museum on board talking about the history of the White Star Line, which is very cool. But she's about the white-gloved afternoon teas, that lovely formal dining experience. If you want to get dressed up to the nines, this is the ship to do it. Not saying you have to, though. You can also do casually. You want to go up to the buffet on a formal night, you can absolutely do that as well. But I tell you what, this is class personified. This is the most elegant and refined form of cruising, like that old world feel of cruising. But there's the modern as well. There's lots of things that you'll be familiar with from other ships. I just love the glass domed roofs of the Winter Garden and the lovely spaces that are pointed around the ship. Now, your transatlantic crossing, there'll be loads of activities, and you'll come in under the Brooklyn Bridge, which is an unforgettable experience. Very cool indeed. And she's so well versed at it. Then you'll get a day in New York City. The Big Apple, of course, you've got the Empire State Building, Times Square. Go and hit all the big ones if you haven't been there before. Then we're on to Halifax in Canada, which is gorgeous. It has the longest boardwalk of any port, and there's loads of things to see and do, including the lighthouse right there. Great wine around the corner. Then we get an overnight in fabulous Boston, which is brilliant. You can go to the Freedom Trail, take a picture outside of Cheers Bar, or head to the amazing Quincy Marketplace, which is amazing food there. Maybe you want to take a helicopter tour over the harbour. That would be an unforgettable experience. You've also got the Tea Party Ship Museum. Back into New York there where you'll disembark. But guess what? 3 nights await you in the Big Apple. That's
amazing.
Right. And you're there in summer. Oh, New York in summer. I know everyone says New York in springtime, New York in fall, but New York in summer is also amazing because everyone's outside enjoying the city, and you can just walk around from borough to borough, drinking in the flavour of Manhattan as it then morphs into Brooklyn, to Queens, to Hell's Kitchen. That's one of my favourite things to do when I'm in New York. But if you're a foodie, this is the city to go to. From the street carts that offer you everything from pretzels to falafel, from Italian food to Thai, you've then got amazing restaurants in boroughs such as Little Italy or Chinatown. But you'll head down to Brooklyn if you want to enjoy some craft beer or some delicious pizza. There's Times Square, by the way. You've got to do the yellow cab ride. Maybe put the earplugs in if you find certain language offensive, just saying. Then
they're quite fruity, the language, is it there?
Quite fruity.
Oh, amazing. That adds to the experience, doesn't
does,
it?
Yes.
So here's what you're doing over this itinerary. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful bookend, this one, isn't it? London for 3 nights. Then you've got the Queen Mary 2 and the iconic transatlantic and beyond itinerary, ultimately bringing you back into New York. You see it twice, actually. You see it once halfway through the itinerary, and then you arrive back at the end and have 3 nights in a hotel room only in New York. That's included, and your flights, of course, are included here as well. So your flight from Sydney to London at the beginning and your flight back from New York at the end of this. This is amazing. Now, this is locking in a great deal for next year, for next June. So this is advanced planning. Oh, my word. You will have those butterflies sitting about here for about 1.5 years before you go. So if you want that butterflies experience right now, give us $500 each today as a deposit, and we can get the most sensational price locked in. What price do you have in your mind? Because the price tag that I'm about to bring up here, I think is nowhere near what you're thinking. So let me show you, because it's a $500 deposit today. And look at that. I can't believe when you try and look up flight details, time in New York, you think, hang on a second, how am I doing all of this for under $7,500 per person? It's like, oh, that's mind-blowing. And again, if you want to see it on our website, use that cruise ID there and you'll get the whole jolly lot in front of you. And listen, because that is such a good price, if you wanted to tailor that a little bit more, so maybe you want to spend longer in London before you take the cruise, or maybe you want to spend longer in New York right at the end of that holiday, speak to the team, we can make it happen. We've put this together as one incredible, incredible deal, which has 3 nights in London and 3 nights in New York, and that Queen Mary 2 voyage, let's call it, with Cunard, because it's the ultimate, isn't it? It's what everyone is heading for. And usually you would expect to pay absolute, pardon the pun, but top dollar for that. You're getting this whole package here at $7,499 per person. It's ridiculous. Or $500 each today to know it's happening and locked in at that great deal. Listen, let's go and have a look at the upgrade details as well. So if you want to upgrade on your Queen Mary 2 cruise, which is 13 nights, remember, amazing to wake up lazy late morning and wake up and have room service deliver breakfast to your balcony would be incredible, would it not? And of course you'd be on Queen Mary 2. I mean, you will literally feel like, having just spent your time in London, you're going to feel like a royal, aren't you? Yeah. Doing that journey out to New York and beyond, and then having the 3 nights in New York as well. Listen, I could talk about this deal for the whole hour, couldn't you? Yeah. It is the most incredible. So do take advantage of that right now. $500 each today as a deposit, and that is secured. It's 1.5 years away, pretty much, and $500 today each has got it secured. Can I just ask you right now, if you're with your significant other or the members of the family that you'll be taking that holiday with, or you're thinking about it, have a good look at them right now. Say, shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Remember, it was just $500 each, as a deposit right now if you want to take that offer. While you chat that between you right now and look at each other and talk each other into it, we'll tell you why you should be booking it with us.
With over 25 years of travel experience, when booking with CruiseAway, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday. Just pay a deposit today and then you have until the due date to pay your balance. You can browse our deals online at cruiseaway.com.au or call us toll free and speak to one of our experienced cruise consultants based right here in Australia. Plus, as a fully accredited member of CLIA, AFTA and ATAS, you have total confidence and complete peace of mind when booking with us. CruiseAway, you know you want to.
Right, I tell you what, well, have you talked each other into it yet? I'm sure a lot of you have. I'm sure our phone lines are probably buzzing right now, I imagine.
You've got to be quick on that one because, like I said, it's once in a blue moon that Queen Mary diversifies from just the traditional transatlantic crossing. So everyone wants that itinerary.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not just saying that. That's what happens with that ship. So.
Well, and also because it starts in Southampton, there'll be a lot of Brits over there booking on that cruise as well. So you want to get in sooner rather than later. Right, on we go, changing cruise lines. This time we're talking P&O Cruises Australia, a massively exciting package, this one, Jo.
Yeah, and this one's heading to Bali, Komodo and Cairns for 22 nights, leaving on the 24th of February next year. So you've got a little bit of forward planning time, and this allows you to lock in the great deal we have on offer for you. You'll fly from Sydney to Denpasar, where you'll spend a whopping 7 nights in a fabulous hotel in beautiful, enigmatic Bali, the island of the gods. Now, the reason Bali is called the island of the gods is because of the incredible temples that dot the island. From north to south and east to west, you have temples right there on the ocean front, like the Puratana lot. You have gorgeous temples in every district. And they, you know, the lovely thing about them, it's a quintessentially Indonesian design when you see these temples, but there's also flair from places like Japan and China. There's a European influence to some because this island has been dominated by so many different cultures over thousands of years that they've all infiltrated into the temple structures. So that's really interesting. You'll see that the Balinese always leave out offerings every single day outside their store or restaurant. There's beautiful carvings everywhere, fantastic beaches, and also great shopping. Now, after your 7-night stay, we're going to fly you to Singapore, gateway to the east, where you'll get a further night to enjoy and relax before you take your cruise. This is a great stopping off point for many adventurers over to Europe, so you might have stopped off here before, but perhaps haven't quite immersed into Singapore as much as you'd like. So having a night there will enable you to see the gorgeous botanical gardens, the UNESCO World Heritage Orchid Garden, Mandalay Bay Gardens by the Bay, and Raffles Hotel. Then you're going to be embarking the Pacific Adventure for 14 fabulous nights of cruising. It's the latest in the P&O fleet, so you can see fresh, vibrant, brand new, exciting. If you're a fan of P&O Australia, because I mean they have some great easy itineraries for many Australian cruisers, isn't it lovely to go on the newest ship in the fleet? I mean, it's really bragging rights as well, isn't it?
Oh, completely as well. There's nothing like it. She made her debut back in October, and honestly, the rave reviews are coming left, right and centre. It's like Australia was waiting for her to arrive.
Well, and you've also got lots of Australian leading musicians that have flown on board for these incredible shows that they offer in the theatre and also the subsidiary lounges. Zip lining, I mean, my goodness, I don't think we've seen this on P&O Australia before, maybe, seldom. So it's lovely to have all these high-octane activities on offer too, especially if you're travelling with the kiddos and grandkids and, maybe you're travelling with friends and friends of the family and kids. It doesn't matter what your group looks like, they will find something to entertain you. That's the great thing about it.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's full of on-the-go, high-octane activities like the zip lining and the climbing wall and whatever, but also plenty of spaces to be horizontal and relax. And that's not just the spa, by the way, where you're, sort of indulging in the treatments there. You can be on the go. You can see the gym there is well equipped as well, but lots of places to relax on board and maybe learn a thing or two. Was that cookery lessons I just saw there?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Cookery lessons. You've got lots of enrichment on board. You've got guest lecturers, of course, talking about you, and you're heading to Komodo, which is a nature reserve, the Komodo dragon. So people talking you through these experiences that you will have coming up. And then you have your wonderful shore excursions team as well, which will help you make booking, not a chore, anything but a chore. In fact, it's going to be a highlight of your experience choosing what adventure you're going to be doing.
Oh, definitely.
I love that. And these shows are just so exciting. There's lots of comedy on board too. You have, comedians, some of Australians' top comedians flown on board for you to enjoy a show of a night. So you can just sit back, relax, and allow these incredible destinations in Indonesia and Australia to come to you, because we are going to be adventuring close to home, but a little further afield as well, as we're cruising out of Singapore in Malaysia and heading to Benoa in Bali. And of course, we just enjoyed Bali, but this will give you a last chance to get to anything you've missed and enjoy perhaps the monkey forest in Ubud. On to Lombok, one of the islands just off the coast of Bali. It's actually the gateway to the Gili Islands, like Gili Trawangan and Gili Air, so you can head to those by boat very easily as well. We're on to Komodo. Now, this is the highlight for many people, part of the Lesser Sunda chain. This is a rugged habitat of the 3-meter-long Komodo dragon monitor lizard. Then we're on to Cairns. Of course, this will allow you to see the Daintree rainforest and the Great Barrier Reef. There's also Cape Captivation within arm's reach. Great little itinerary. Cruising back into Sydney, so flying out, enjoying Bali, onto Singapore, then cruising back into Sydney, Australia. So super easy itinerary for you, and you end up right close to home as well.
I love it. Do you know what? After seeing the footage of the Pacific Adventure there, I just want to be on it. I just want to be on it as soon as possible. You're all there for 2 weeks as well as part of this holiday. It is incredible. Now, because this is the start of next year, February next year, a small deposit right now is going to lock in the deal we've got for you. $400 each today will guarantee this incredible price. And remember, this is it's 2 weeks on the cruise and a week on Bali as well. $2,599. You want to get this one locked in straight away, I would say. $400 each today as a deposit, and that is one incredible holiday. Let's have a look at upgrading on the ship as well, because what if we want to go up to Ocean View or to balcony or even to a suite on Pacific Adventure? Well, there are your prices on screen. They are incredible. Your cruise is 14 of those 22 nights. I have to say, this is brilliant. I mean, if you can make 22 nights work, which, let's face it, we've got a year's notice, so I think we can make that fit one way or the other. $400 each today as a deposit. I'd be calling right now. 1300 306 134 is our toll-free number if you want to book that offer right now, and I would not waste a single second. How our team have managed to put that offer together for that price bowls me over, honestly, and I've taught cruise for a long time. And remember, that's the latest addition to the P&O Australia fleet as well, which is just amazing. She only debuted in October. It's ridiculous value for money, and $400 each today will get that secured for you. 1300 306 134. I'd be calling right now. If I were you watching this right now, I'd be somehow pressing pause or even turning it off and going straight to the phone lines and going to book this one. But if you will stay with us, we've got another 10 minutes, so we can squeeze in an absolutely brilliant luxury experience in that time. Now, we are going to Azamara Cruises now, where this is more inclusive cruising and a really fabulously exciting itinerary, Joe, as well.
Yeah, it certainly is. And this one is all-inclusive luxury Emirates to Asia, 20 nights on the 19th of November next year. And again, giving that little bit of time to book and plan, which is brilliant. We're going to fly you from Sydney to Dubai, where you'll soak up the vibes with a 2-night pre-cruise stay in the City of Gold. This metropolis in the desert is quite an exciting place to visit. It really is very luxurious. Everywhere you go in Dubai is utterly pristine. It is unbelievable. Even the outside gardens, everything's gorgeously manicured. They have phenomenal shopping, and of course it's tax and duty free to you as well. So you've got the Mall of the Emirates, you've got Dubai Mall, De Palm Island, you've got so much more to see and do, and you also have spectacular views from the Burj Khalifa or the Palm Jumeirah hotels. If you go up to the top there, desert safari, maybe you're going to take a camel ride or enjoy some of the gorgeous architecture that Dubai is known for. Those spectacular mosques, I mean, they're just so finely detailed and beautifully curated. Amazing.
It's good that we're including the 2-night hotel stay there as well, which is incredible. And after that, it is cruise time, and we are more inclusive luxury cruising right now on Azamara Pursuit. So for those of you who are new to Azamara, it's a completely different way of cruising.
Certainly
it's more a bit like your boutique luxury experience because so much more is included. Your drinks, your gratuities, shuttles into port, spending longer in ports, going to a wider variety of ports as well.
Well, this is, yeah, they really do. And they like to bring that kind of destination immersion experience on board as well. That might be in the dining options that they've tailored to actually specifically reflect the port you're visiting. That might be that they have certain local groups come on to do a performance for you. You know, it's all about destination immersion when you're on Azamara, and taking you to those places a little bit more off the beaten track than your regular cruise line, because this is far from a regular cruise ship.
Oh my word.
This is about voyaging. This is about that almost that large yacht experience with lots more space for you to spread out and relax, and a high staff to passenger ratio as well. So when you're on board,
I mean, you're getting to almost 1-to-1 crew and passenger ratio, which is really fantastic. It's unheard of in travel. It is a premium product, but I tell you what, everyone that comes back from an Azamara experience says, you know what, I'm doing that again. I'm definitely, you know, you reach out a little bit further in terms of your spend, but you get so much more for that as well, because we've said this many times with Azamara, the ships are configured to be able to carry many more passengers than they do, but they keep it deliberately low to keep that exclusivity as well.
Yeah, and you really feel like you're part of something very exclusive and elite, but you do not have to budget what you would ordinarily expect to pay for that level. And that's just a hint into what we're going to be doing for you in terms of price. You know, luxury of this stature is within arm's reach today. And we're going to be cruising out of Dubai, where we'll be heading straight in to your first port of call in the United Arab Emirates, which is Fujairah. This is where you can see the Sheikh Zayed Mosque and also the Hayal Castle. We're on to Muscat, where again you can see lots of incredible buildings, including the Royal Opera House, which is a must-see in Muscat, Oman. Heading on to Mumbai next. I know, we're into India. Oh goodness, this city is awash with incredible history and tradition. The Gateway of India, though, is an absolute must. That's top of the list. On to gorgeous Goa in the south of India, where you can enjoy the Naval Aviation Museum, the fortress or Japanese garden, but of course the beaches in Goa are world famous, as they are in New Mangalore as well. Lovely beachy port, this one. Perhaps head out to the cashew nut factory. That'd be an interesting thing to enjoy, wouldn't it? And check your shore excursions team, who will help you with this. Cochin's our next port, again in southern India, where you can enjoy the Matancherry Palace, which is world famous. Then we have an overnight in beautiful Colombo, Sri Lanka. So this will give us an extra little bit of time to enjoy Sri Lanka at night. You might want to head to an elephant orphanage. Oh my gosh.
Or tea picking, that would be really fascinating.
Wouldn't it? Because of course Sri Lanka is known for its amazing blends of tea. So that's going to be something that you can enjoy. Hanbantota, Sri Lanka is our next port of call, and you can actually do a safari. They do have a great Yellow National Park safari there. The hot springs are also amazing. On to Phuket, Thailand, part of the archipelagos in southern Thailand. Again, you can see the elephants in their own habitat and the sanctuary right there, a Wat Chagong temple. We're heading into Penang, Malaysia next, where you can enjoy the statue of Kuan Lin or the Kek Lo Sea Temple. It's full of history, this port of call, before we head into Kuala Lumpur and its amazingly imposing Petronas Twin Towers. There's also the Kuala Lumpur Bird Park there to visit. Now, we're going to be coming off the ship in Singapore, where we'll enjoy a one-night hotel stay before we head home to Australia. And of course, your flights are going to be included in this itinerary. But it's lovely to finish off in Singapore. You might want to do a bit of sightseeing, or you might just want to kick back and relax and do nothing at all after your exciting itinerary. It's totally up to you. It's your trip and you can design it your way. But there's some spectacular photo opportunities in Singapore. You know, whether it's the vibrant markets or the Orchid Garden or Raffles Hotel, you've got to have that signature cocktail there if you can. And here's an overview of your remarkable itinerary. And it just remains for me to say this is something that I'm sure you're going to be quite surprised when we give you the price on.
Oh gosh, honestly, and I just love, they're all fascinating places. I mean, you look at every one of those destinations. I love the fact there are some amazing ports in India that you're going to, from the hustle bustle of Mumbai to the relative relaxation of Goa and New Mangalore as well. So many highlights in this, it's ridiculous. What I would suggest, because this might not be one straight away that you'll be like, right, I'm calling right now, I would suggest taking a note of this number here, this cruise ID number, popping it into our website, which is there, cruiseaway.com.au, having a good look at your leisure through the itinerary, through all the different things that you can do. And it shows you on a map as well the breadth of your itinerary. It's well worth doing that. Now, once you've made that decision, because this is for November of next year, we can lock this deal in right now for just $600 per person each deposit today. So that's really good to know, because you're looking forward to the back end of next year. The price tag that we have for this boutique experience as well, with one of the most premium cruise lines there is in the world, is here. And I was really surprised that we weren't looking at a 5-figure number here. We are looking at just a shade under $9,000 each, which is incredible. Remember, you can lock this in as a great value opportunity with the flights, the stays, the cruise, all included. A deposit today of $600 each to make this happen. Honestly, the world is your oyster. Let's have a look at the details on this one as well in terms of upgrading your cruise experience on this one. You are 17 nights on the Azamara Pursuit here, which is one of the longest itineraries I've seen for Azamara actually, which is true boutique cruising. And the word boutique is thrown around quite liberally around the world. If you think it's, you know, some people would say, you know, this kettle is a real boutique experience, this air fryer is very boutique, but they don't hold a candle to what's going on here for what is included in your Azamara cruise as well. When we say more included cruising, it's so much more. It's so much more than regular commercial cruise lines. And I say that with all love to all of them, because we have amazing relationships throughout the cruise industry. But Azamara is just that something special that once you've done it once, you want to go back and do again and again and again. To be able to lock in that deal right now, today, for just a $600 deposit per person is spectacular, because this is a landmark holiday. This could be your anniversary. This could be, we're celebrating our 30 years married, 20 years married, 60 years married, whatever it might be. Maybe it's that, and listen, I always say with cruising, don't leave it until the retirement part of your life, because you should be enjoying it right now, no matter what. If you're newlyweds in your early 20s, you should be cruising now.
And when you think about it as well, what would you pay for a luxury boutique hotel? It's going to be more than $500 a night, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
This is working out at around that, less than that, and you've got so much included, with your drinks included, of course, with your port shuttles included on the voyage. It's so much, you get so much more value for a cruise, and you know, the destinations come to you as well. So I know what I'd prefer.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you can have an experience where, and I say this glibly and don't take it literally, but all you really have to do for yourself is breathe in and out. And actually, the rest is laid out in front of you. And whether that be full of activity day after day after day, or being as horizontal as you like, then the choice is yours. It's absolutely your experience.
Yeah, you could do a bit of both as well. That's the great thing about being on a cruise for 20 days.
Well, listen, thank you so much for your company on this show. We have many more shows as well. They're all on our YouTube channel as well. So if you want to go to YouTube and just search CruiseAway, you will find us there. If you've got any questions about cruising, and I mean anything whatsoever,
Get in touch.
call the team. It's toll free 1300 306 134. Thank you so much from Joe and myself for now. We'll see you back here for another Cruise Away very soon.
Keep smiling.